Okay, so based on yesterday's, or actually 2 days ago, analysis, I had some internet, sorry guys, I had some internet problems and couldn't actually upload any videos, but now those internet issues are resolved and we can go ahead and continue as per our regular schedule. So yeah, just about 2 days ago, we were talking about the potentials of getting resistance up at this area here of 241.94 to just around 243. Price action kind of exceeded that just a little bit up to the 244 area and retraced to the bottom support that we also talked about on this candle here, right? So now we're reclaiming the upside of this range that we were trading, right? So if you remember on that last video, we spoke of this being a downside price action just to validate a regression slope that we can use for a bounce towards an upside, right, guys? So now that is presently what's happening. So I'm going to just go ahead and show you guys that regression slope. But before we do so, guys, make sure to hit that like button. Please do me the favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Okay, guys, so yes, the regression is this right over here, guys. So you're looking at a formation called the descending broadening wedge. Now, the descending broadening wedge does have a typical take profit target, and that is usually found at the genesis of the formation itself, right at the beginning of it. So that would be a target of around 283.76. All right, guys, so that is presently the target that you can observe based on this new data and based on the new breakout and validation starting to happen right now. So this daily candle that has 2 hours and 36 minutes to go is presently holding above the regression, and that is your symptom number one for a potential continuation towards the upside. Good stuff there. Now, I will say that if this candle, for example, added a little bit more of volume, right, to close around this top side here, well, that would introduce you to a different type of candle, right, guys? So we're just gonna go ahead and draw it right up in here like this, right? Let's go ahead and change the color as well so that you kind of are familiar with what's happening right now, right? So if we close that 3-day candle, right, that's in 2 hours and 35 minutes. It's a big deal. So let's go ahead and show you this. I might have to actually make this a little bit wider, okay, guys, because I can't, I can't find them. There we go. So yeah, if we were to close, and let's make this a copy here, right? We're going to put that there and make it look like this. Okay, so this is presently what the candle looks like right now. But if we add a little bit more of green into this and close around that 242.56, well, the candle would look like this here, right? That would be the shape of the candle closing. The important thing here is that you can see this red candle right before it, right? So let's go ahead and now draw that candle as well to give you an idea over what could be happening here. Okay, guys, so we're just going to start it like this, right? We're going to bring that candle down to around this area here, and then make sure to give this a color red, because that's presently what's happening, right? Let's put the wicks on this as well, just like we did on the prior bar, right? Just like that, and we'll put a smaller wick down here, just to give you a really, I guess, a very basic way of these two candles, right? Just an observation. Okay, so yeah, presently speaking, right, we are sitting like this, right? Just like you can see this bar down here. So if we are able to kind of add a little bit more to this and close the candle in these 2 hours and 34 minutes left and make it look like this, well, that introduces a reversal formation, right, guys? That's your first symptom and indication of a reversal, for meaning that we were on a downside once, and now that downside could be over and we would be facing a V-shape recovery. Now, of course, we do have resistances at the top side of around 254.38 to roughly 265.10. Yes, but those are temporary resistances to be able to validate this here. Now, what is that there? When you put this line across, you're going to notice that there is a plethora of candles around that top side, including, and most importantly, our exact one that we're about to close right now. That's why it's incredibly important. If we break above that candle and continue towards the upside here, that means that we're going to be able to now convert this area of 245 into support. When that does happen, that means that we're going to have now a confirmation for continuation to the upside, specifically towards the 264 area. 264 pulls back, validates your 254.87 before continuing to the upside, which is where we can end up at around 283.76. What I'm explaining to you is a breakout formation. What I'm explaining to you is actually raw price action, what's happened here through many years of, even in Forex, traditional equities, cryptocurrency, cryptocurrencies. This has happened in all types of markets, guys. Futures, everything, right? All good. So it all starts off with this probability here. So we need to make sure to get this closure here in about 2 hours and 32 minutes as a green candle. And look at it. It's starting to gain right now. Nice. We're now moving above the area of support, which is around 238. 238.67. Look at this go right now. Awesome, guys. That is what we want to see. That is what we want to have gain in order for us to have this type of closure be introduced so we can have that next push to the upside. Guys, we are going to be finishing the sale off here just in the next day or the following day for the Omega Advance. And I got to say, guys, you got to make sure to get this thing quickly before it is over. Okay, guys. So this is your strategy here. $10,000 base was where we started about 5 months ago, and the $10,000 has turned into $97,000, $250. It is drawing down a little bit right now on this upside, but we are still net green, and we are now increasing the profitability rate over the last recovery that we faced on this downside into the 83.39, which we were at a probability rate of 82.98 just a little bit ago. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff indeed. Make sure to get it in the description below with this 40% discount. It is going to be gone just like the Omega Light. Now Omega Advance is here for that medium time, and we'll go ahead and see about another sale at another time, guys. So make sure to get it quickly. Make sure to get it right away. Send me your TradingView username and also your proof of purchase to arcabulls@gmail.com. Okay, guys. So yes, we are expecting this type of price action here, but can we validate it? Is there the possibility of actually getting this to happen? Well, let's try. Let's look at volatility. Let's look at volatility and momentum here from the immediate short term, and that'll kind of tell us what the direction could be. All right. Well, we're topping out a little bit here on the 5-minute time frame, which is it's okay, guys. These types of things happen all the time, right? The 5-minute time frame is very, very small. That just means that we are presently breaking out of this area here, which could be a bull flag, right? 42 seconds. There's a little bit of weakness here, brings it back down to the areas of around 238.79 so that we can continue on this upward move. Okay, this bull flag is not over. The take profit target on this bull flag could very well be 239.36 on the immediate short. That's your scalp trading. Okay, now 10-minute time frame. Absolutely has an upside here. 22 seconds to go, and we're going to be closing a pretty nice candle above your prior bar's highs. Very good. Now 15-minute time frame is introducing a very good candle as well. Look at that. We are now starting to build momentum candles towards the upside, guys. Of course, we're going to get a little bit of a pullback here in 6 seconds, right? Still has to get that little bit of upside here. Peekaboo in the upside, which is pretty much what we spoke about. 39.15, 39.10. This thing is going to start pulling back here to validate some type of re-entry between 238.79 and 238.54. Same story. So let's go ahead and now move on towards the 20-minute time frame. 20-minute time frame over in 9 minutes. Yeah, this is the one that's going to give us a little bit of trouble here, guys. Should this actually reject a little harder than what we think, expect a pullback here, and maybe the reason that you'll be able to get a good average in the coming move, which could be equivalent to this right over here. Let's get the tool and draw that in, right? There's the peekaboo upside that we were talking about on the 15-minute time frame, guys. It's getting a little bit of upside there to 239. That's going to start pulling back here pretty soon. All right, so here's the bottom support that I'm talking about. 237.90 to 238.12 could be the area where we pull back into. There's your 239, right? We're expecting a 239, I think 50 or 239.60, whatever that is. Then that'll start kind of pulling back and decompressing your 20-minute time frame, which could end at a 50% prior bar retrace at this point right here. Okay, guys, so if that is truly the case, let's continue on with the analysis here, because this is presently going to close with a really nice upside pivot. Although the candle is a little bit smaller than the prior one, no problem, right, guys? It's all good. There you go, 239.12, 239.15, going up towards that top side that we were talking about, looking very good. 30-minute time frame is expanding, guys. We just got the 30-minute open on this, and it is expanding towards an upside, so expect that resistance coming in at that 239.40, 239.50. Get that pullback. We might actually be able to recover here. We might actually be able to make it down there to the 238. The 50% of your 30-minute candle could be seen. There we go, 239.36, right? We're observing it. It's about to start pulling back, guys. So that's going to be the moment here that we're going to get maybe even into that, yeah, it feels like 239.37 to 239.50, 46, around there. So let's see what's up, 239.40, right? Look at that, look at that. Very good stuff, guys. So if we can pull back on this any, it's going to be a bit difficult now that it's moving into this kind of upside here. Seeing how fast it wants that upside, we are going to have to observe a couple other supports should it not reach your bottom side that we were speaking of, right? There we go, 239.50, pull back to 239.48, 44. And looking very good, guys. Yeah, that's looking very good. It's going to get really head shaky out here, right? As we're reaching that 239.50, 56 or whatever that was. Get that pullback. Let's see if we can get down to some more relevant bottom sides. There we go. New low, 45. Let's see if it continues down to 44, then, you know, whatever else, right? Of course, I may be wrong, guys, but that's typically how price action behaves at these tops, right? So if, there you go, 42 and dropping, right? Now, let's go ahead and see the probability of downside supports. There you go, 37 and falling, right, guys? That's exactly what we were waiting for. We got to be patient with price action, okay? There you go, 14, 239.09, coming down to this area here. This could be one zone, okay? If you're observing this video a little bit later, it's just happening right now, right? Exactly what we said was what we needed. Support number one is down here. Validation of resistance would be at 238.97 for continuation, but 50% is actually down here at 238.12, 237.90. I'm happy that you're watching this with me so that you can see ahead that I'm not speaking on hindsight. I'm speaking on experience, okay, guys? So let's go ahead and just release this video here as fast as possible so that I can get you guys to see opportunities within this realm here for potential upside continuation. As I do see the upside continuation here, regardless of zigzags and pullbacks, we may be observing a 284 top, 285 top, 283 around there in the coming short term. Please be careful out there, okay, team? With that said, make sure to send me your proof of purchase and your TradingView username and get your portfolio to look better. All right, guys? Thank you very, very, very much, and we will talk very, very, very soon. All right, guys. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as it cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the Bella Mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.